Tom, I guess a big question here is part of the reason this scandal is so big is because we're talking about her secret, improperly disclosed meetings with Israeli government ministers. I mean, if this was Australia or Germany, would it be as big of a scandal that would cost her career?
I think not. There do seem to be undercurrents of anti-Semitism or anti-Israelism in the background to this affair. She was wrong not to inform Prime Minister Theresa May, but after all, Britain is now a country where the Prime Minister in waiting, Jeremy Corbyn, it's okay for him to be chummy with Islamists and Holocaust deniers and anti-Semites, but he refuses to meet Jewish groups, as was the case last week with the Balfour Declaration.
Some are saying that this may not be so much anti-Zionism, anti-Israel. Part of it are journalists trying to chum the waters. They want to. Theresa May government, her government is on the fringe here.
Also, and there may be a plot within the British Foreign Office to try and get rid of Priti Patel as a potential rival to Boris Johnson, the Foreign Secretary, because it's not that what she did was okay. She was on a family holiday. She didn't properly disclose all those meetings, so it seems that she did meet in the British consulate in East Jerusalem. So the British Foreign Office was aware of some of her meetings.
We have a graphic, too, that we'll play, Tom, as we continue this discussion, kind of illustrating who she met with. You know, these are serious allegations. I mean, is it fair to say, at best, she misled her own government, at worst outright lied? I mean, she was conducting secret diplomacy on a trip abroad that wasn't properly reported. Shouldn't that be an offense that should terminate perhaps her position in the government?
Well, I'm not sure, but some of the media reporting in Britain that has whipped up the feelings against her is very much based on the fact she was thinking about helping the IDF operation to help injured Syrian civilians. And a lot of people in Britain on the media that tends to be quite anti-Israel, they don't want to hear about the fact that Israel might help injured Syrian civilians, so they've avoided mentioning that in the reporting.
Yeah, this wasn't money that wasn't going to build IDF tanks. This was to help Syrian civilians she wanted.
Absolutely, to help the field hospital. And if it was clandestine, you know, look, often diplomacy has to be handled in a sensitive way. She maybe wanted to see whether it was feasible for Britain. You know, she's the international aid minister, so she's meant to help with international aid.
Yes, in her job.
Exactly. And it may be that she needed to be a little bit, you know, subtle or nuanced with the initial meetings, but there's not necessarily something wrong. She was trying to help, trying to find a method for British aid to help injured Syrian civilians. So she was exploring possibilities with Israel. And to go back to your initial question, if she'd done this at some other British ally, you know, like Australia or Germany, I don't think there would have been quite the outrage in the British media that has led to it being a situation where she was fired last night. I mean, I think it is because it's Israel.